Welcome to this video, which is titled Mystically Inspired Empirical Method. We all heard about empirical method in science. It's a process of experimentation, verification, repeated over many times to establish a truth. How can this be inspired mystically? And what is the meaning of being inspired mystically? Anything that lies beyond our common understanding, our limited perception, can only be accessed through a much deeper intuitive understanding or inspiration that comes to us through the process of deep contemplation. This is what mystically inspired empirical method means. Through the acceptance of humility that we do not know, and through repeated deep inquiry, one comes to a point where one thinks a particular point could be proven empirically. Nicholas of Cusa, 1401 to 1464, was a German cardinal, philosopher, mathematician, who is considered one of the most important thinkers of Renaissance. He was a prolific writer, producing works in a wide range of topics, including theology, philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, and political theory. One of Cusa's most important contributions was his development of a new method for scientific investigation. This method, which he called the mystically inspired empirical method, was based on the belief that the human mind can only know God and the universe through a process of gradual approximation. Cusa argued that our knowledge of the world is always limited by our perspective. We can never know the world as it is in itself, but only as it appears to us. This is because we are finite beings and our minds are incapable of grasping the infinite. However, Cusa also believed that we can still gain knowledge of the world through a process of empirical investigation. By carefully observing the world around us, we can gradually build up a more accurate understanding of its true nature. This process of empirical investigation is guided by faith, a deep belief. Cusa believed that faith is essential for scientific progress because it provides us with the motivation and grounding to seek knowledge and the humility to admit our limitation. This humility is the beginning of success. Cusa's mystically inspired empirical method was a radical departure from the traditional method of science, which were based on assumptions that the human mind could know the world with certainty. Cusa's method were more open-ended and provisional, and it allowed for the possibility of multiple perspectives. This method had a profound influence on the development of science in the Renaissance and beyond. It helped to pave the way for scientific revolution of the 17th century, and it continues to be influential in scientific thinking today. Here are some of the specific ways in which Cusa's mystically inspired empirical method influenced the development of science. Number one, it emphasized the importance of observation and experimentation. Number two, it rejected the idea that the human mind can know the world with certainty. Number three, it allowed for the possibility of multiple perspectives. And finally, number four, it encouraged a spirit of humility and open-mindedness. These ideas were all essential for the development of scientific method, which is the foundation of modern science. Cusa's mystically inspired empirical method was a groundbreaking contribution to the history of science. It helped to usher a new era of scientific inquiry, and it continues to inspire scientists today. In addition to his contribution to science, Cusa was a major figure in the development of Renaissance philosophy. His work was influenced by a wide range of sources, including Christian theology, Neoplatonism, and Islamic philosophy. Cusa's philosophy is characterized by its emphasis on unity of all things. He argued that God is the ultimate reality and that all things are ultimately united in God. This is panentheism way back in the 14th century. This unity is not a static or unchanging state, but a dynamic process of becoming. Cusa's philosophy was highly influential in the Renaissance and it continues to be studied and debated by philosophers today. It's a complex and challenging philosophy, but it offers a profound vision of the universe and our place in it. So this is what I wanted to share with you about this particular methodology, which was started by this great man who had a totally different way of thinking about how to make an investigation into science. In fact, Cusa was far beyond his time because he had a vision of the universe which transcended the entire Copernican model. Thank you for watching and listening, and have a great life.